Guess what? It is Spooky Friday here at the Gardener's Workshop. Welcome to the Gardener's Workshop live shopping show. And we have such a spooky show lined up for you today. It's too funny, y'all. So, today's show, I am going to be talking about garden prep from start to finish. You do not want to miss that. I'm going to be talking about, if you haven't been around me for very long, you don't know that orange is my favorite color. We are featuring orange flowers that are perfect for fall, and we're going to see what's blooming. We're going to be drawing a prize, a giveaway, and we're going to wrap it up at the end with a Q&A. And friends, if you want to ask a question, you can just put at Lisa in the comments and then actually type your question, and the crew will gather those up. So I think it's time to turn the lights on, y'all. But how about it? Spooky Friday is what we're doing here today. So here we go. All right, y'all. We're coming out. We're coming out. It only takes like 5 people to do all this, y'all. All right, friends. So type your questions in. If you want to ask a question that I can possibly answer at the end, we'll see how many we get. But before we get started, I absolutely love it when y'all hit the share button. And y'all, it works. We have so many new people every single week, first time customers and first time viewers. And we know that's all because of you. And we thank you so much. Now, a little bit of housekeeping before we jump in. Please check your email and phone numbers here in the app. We can't ship to you. Our shipper will not accept your box if we don't have a valid phone number and an email address. So check it out for typos. Also, here inside the app, one of the things that I absolutely love is that, go back up, Kelly, please. Sorry. um, I absolutely love is that seed packet only orders ship for free here in the app only. And then standard product shipping is capped at $9.95, and we ship to all 50 of the United States. Now, if you're watching us on social media, we are thrilled that you're here. But you need to know that we have a phone app that just ups your experience so very, very much. And it's free. You can just jump over to your phone's app store, search Gardener's Workshop, download it, and come right back and not miss a thing. That means that you can enter the giveaway. You can chat with the other live viewers in the comments. You can build favorites lists. You can watch replays, and it's really just a lot of fun in general, right? So please know that you can get the app, and it's absolutely free. So if you happen, something that happens in every show is that we actually sell out of stuff. Certain items, if you happen to go to an item to put in your cart and it says out of stock, get notified. You might want to do that because sometimes the team is bringing more stock over from our website, literally, and then you would just get a little ding. So don't be afraid to actually do that. Now, if you're seeing folks actually post the sunflower emoji like in our logo here, those are people that are identifying themselves as the TGW family, and we absolutely love that. Those are our students. These are people that have enrolled in one of our online courses, and we absolutely love you all being a part of our family. Now, today, we're having a giveaway, as we always do, and that is a $25 store credit, y'all. Y'all have proven that that's what you love the most. So hit the white giveaway button, and that will put you on the list that we draw from near the end of the show. And you do have to be present to get there, to actually get that. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but I'm doing a series right now of free live master classes. The master class is called Where to Sell Cut Flowers, finding the best markets for your flower farm. And there's still 3 dates available and times. And you can just head over to thegardenersworkshop.com, which is our big website. And at the top of every web page is a yellow banner, and that's where you can sign up. When you sign up, you'll get an email. Download and print out the worksheet, bring it to you to class, and we're going to fill that out together. It's just, I can't wait for you to come and to actually maybe help you align yourself to becoming a flower farmer. Now, something else we have here in the app is we have a retired seed sale that's going on. And that's just a handful of seeds that we've decided to retire. And you have to get them when you can, because they're deeply discounted. They're marked as priced as marked. And you'll find them at the top of the app. There's tabs. One of those tabs says retired seed sale. Check that out and don't miss out on that. And so, friends, the other thing, our paper white bulbs will be here next week. Now, what's special about our paper whites? We have sold the same paper white variety and bulb, gosh, for 15 years. And it is a low fragrance paper white. The fragrance of paper whites is family's number one complaint about paper whites. And so this is a low fragrance. We sell them in little green organza bags, 5 bulbs to a bag. It is a perfect gift. And we'll go into more of that and show you how we recommend doing it. And it's great for holiday table decoration. So get on the wait list. When they come in next week and we start getting them packaged, the wait list is going to be notified. We only got, I think, 300 packs that'll be available. So if you want them, get on the wait list so you will get dinged and pick those up as soon as they become available. Now, friends, we always start the show off, my books at the top of the show. And it's just too funny. I reference my own books all the time. And Suzanne and I have been using this book all week, working on another project, the Cut Flower Handbook. This book is 240 pages. It features 66 different flowers, 25 warm, 41 cool, how a cut flower garden works, how I make it work, and then how to actually do it, and then all the details you need on each flower. I would love to sign a copy for you. It is $30, and it's just a powerful reference tool. And when you purchase it from us, I have an additional bonus that comes along with it of a PDF download of the flowers that didn't make the book. So would love to sign that. And that's a great jump start for people to get involved in a cut flower garden. And then this book, Vegetables Love Flowers, this book is really embedded in my natural gardening philosophy. This is the way that I farm and garden. And it's not about vegetables, y'all. It's about how a cutting garden benefits vegetables and how having a small cutting garden, a mixture amongst your veggies is just nothing but beneficial. And this book tells you how to do it as well as how I do it without pesticides. Now, this book also comes with a bonus, and the bonus is a video book study. It's a lot of fun. And again, I sign every single book that leaves here. And if you want to give a book as a gift, I would love to personalize it. You just have to write that on your invoice. So Vegetables Love Flowers is $25.95. And we would love, comes beautifully wrapped, and you would, it'd make a great gift. And then, friends, the book that started it all, right? Cool Flowers. So this was written for the home gardener based on all my years as growing cool flowers as a flower farmer. This book also comes with a video book study. Would love to sign one for you. And this is like the baby bite of getting into the concept of cool season hardy annuals and just how they can change your garden and definitely change your flower farm. Would love to sign one of those for you. Now, the tip of the day, before we do the tip of the day, I have to just actually share something with you guys. Look at this beautiful image that was just sent into the office. This is a dried arrangement in a pumpkin, and I'm going to read you Connie's note. How beautiful is that? This is from Connie, who is one of our customers and followers. She says, "Hi, I wanted to share a picture of my dried flower pumpkin that I just made. I'm so grateful for all the knowledge that Lisa has shared with me over the last few years. I have learned so much and have enjoyed every minute of it. Not a day goes by without working, planning, or thinking about my cool flowers." And friends, Connie, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful image with us. And that's it, friends. You have to be focused on all your garden, thinking about all pieces of it all the time. So thank you, Connie, for that amazing No. Now, the tip of the day before we get started into garden prepping, I just really want to recommend to people about soil testing. Soil testing, if you don't soil test at least every other year, recommended to do it every year. I like to do it midsummer because then that gives time for it to get back to you to see if you need to do anything. If you haven't soil tested in a long time, you're basically gardening blindfolded, right? I mean, a soil test is really your garden's report card, and you learn potentially what amendments may be needed, and you can get a soil test from your local extension office, the little box, and it's really easy, y'all. You just have to do it, and it's really inexpensive, and it can take several weeks to get your results back. So you want to, if you're planting cool flowers, you want to be sure you get that done and taken care of before it's time to plant cool flowers. We only add to our garden compost and basic organic fertilizer, a general fertilizer. That's the only thing we add to our garden unless a soil test tells us. We don't lime, we don't do any of that stuff unless a test says to actually do it. So that is the tip of the day. So what I want to share today about is garden prep from beginning to end. And it all really starts with thinking about where are you going to be planting. You've got your fall garden, hopefully all laid out or perhaps working on it. But you also have to think about where are you planting your very early spring cool flowers? I typically align those where my other cool flowers are. We just have 2 extra beds ready, prepared, ready, and waiting. And the other one that I'm thinking about, and one of my students asked this in our private community this morning, what cover crop she should plant, where she's going to plant her first succession. So where I'm going to plant my first summer succession, that's your first warm season. That's your first planting of zinnias and basil and coxcomb and sunflowers and all that stuff. I don't cover crop that particular space because you don't have enough time to extinguish the cover crop and get planting. So you think about these things now before you plant cover crop. Where is that first summer succession going? And then the other thing is cleaning up your garden and field. Now, we deliberately leave a lot of stuff in not necessarily in our working garden, but the native border that surrounds our garden, because we have to prepare for fall planting, for very early spring, and that first summer. Right now is the time to actually do that. So then we either till or shovel to make beds. We usually either use a bed maker, use a tiller to make a bed, or we use a shovel. And friends, I have done them all over and over again, and it's really possible. And you can really, we like to use to mark where our beds are going to go. You can use a couple of different things. You can use flour, literally baking flour, to make lines, to know what you're doing. Or you can pick up from a big box store marking paint. That's what the utility people mark with. That paint goes away. It doesn't stay forever. So that's a great way to mark the areas to know where you're going to be forming the bed, so you know where you're going to be putting your compost. And so how much compost do you use? We aim to add 2 to 4 inches. The difference between the 2 and the 4 is how much compost I have available. And secondly, the state of my soil. We pretty much are on the low end now because our soil is in such great shape. So 2 inches is a minimum, 4 inches if you're just really getting started. And you can either lay it on top and plant through it. You need your roots to get down to soil, though, y'all. Don't plant in 100% compost because it dries out really, really quickly. And so you can lay it down or you can incorporate it. Now, we use T-tape. That's a type of irrigation. You need to think about how are you going to water? Irrigation can be incredibly inexpensive and super easy to use, and you use it over and over again. It's nothing like lawn irrigation, y'all. This is all lay on the top of the ground kind of stuff. Great tip for that is to just go online and look it up, and you'll find some resources. We lay T-tape, and then we use the biodegradable film to cover our beds to prevent any of those those annuals. I'm thinking warm because I'm getting hot. from any of those annual weed seeds from actually germinating because the film blocks the light, right? And or if you're not going to use film and you're going to mulch, you can completely prepare your bed and then lay silage tarps over it. That does the same thing. It blocks water and light. And then we get busy mulching our pathways, which is what we just finished doing. And then if you're going to need hoops and covers, you would install your hoops. So that's kind of the thought process that we're going through here on the farm. And y'all, it's just the same job over and over again, and you get better at it each and every time you do it. Now, in honor of so many of us planting cool flowers, the deal of the day is, guess what? Our Bio 360. So this is the mulch. Y'all, what we have to think of is mulch is anything that covers the soil. Mulch film, mulch bark, mulch pine straw. It's all mulch. It all does the same job, right? So Bio 360 is 20% off through Sunday at 8 a.m. here in the app or until the supplies run out. And so you can get your beds prepped. So this is what it looks like. It looks just like plastic. It's dark black on one side and a light white or gray on the other side. When we make fall beds, we put the black side up so that we benefit from the sun heating all through the wintertime, right? In the summer, we make beds with the white side up. All right, so this comes in now 3 different lengths. We're introducing a new size this week. So it comes in a new 20-foot pack, 20 feet long. It's all 48 inches wide, which means you can use it for up to a 36-inch wide bed because you have to have enough to go down the sides and cover it with soil. Sorry, y'all, I'm having a nose attack. I need tissue, Suzanne, please. So 20 feet long, one piece. 20% off, y'all, is $8.76. And so the 50-foot pieces, the one pack is on sale for $19.96. The 6-pack of 50-foot pieces is on sale for $95.96. Y'all, I cannot tell you how much labor and weed suppression, thank you, that this product has had. And it also comes in 100-foot pieces. A 1-pack is on sale for $31.96, or a 3-pack of 100-footers is $88.76. So we've used this for years and absolutely love it. And again, it takes practice, but once you get it down, you will not know how you ever went on without it. So, and again, that sale is running until Sunday at 8 a.m. or until the stock that's in the app is actually gone. All right, so now I'm going to go over and demo our hose. All right, friends. So I did this it was 2 weeks ago. I showed y'all how I use 2 weeks ago, people were so crazy over this. That's why we've just decided to do it again. All right, so first up, I'm going to, this one can sit right there. So this is the garden hoe, and this is literally my hoe that I use, y'all. You can see from the blade. What is so cool about our hoe design is that they are designed for, I am actually in the hoeing position. I am standing straight up, right? And the hoe blade is flat on the ground. That's the key. There is none of this hunched over business. And so that's what a lot of people do. And we're inclined to do that, and it's because of the design of the hoe that they're using. This is the way that a true garden hoe should work. The blade is flat on the ground. You're standing upright. And let's just imagine that blue line that you can see on the ground is the row of seeds or seedlings that I've just planted or planted. I am dropping my hoe on the ground, going about a half to 1 inch deep, and I am literally just walking along and literally just pulling the hoe through the soil. Friends, literally, I can hoe a 100-foot bed with 3 rows in it, 5 minutes. I mean, you're not stopping and chopping and hoeing. You are dropping your hoe in the soil and just pulling it through, and it extinguishes everything that is in your way. Now, this garden hoe will take out big weeds. Chickweed trembles in the presence of this hoe. It's like slicing it up. It just picks it up and takes it away. Now, this is what we call the garden hoe, and you'll see a clean blade here in just a second. I'll show you. This is our razor hoe, and when I use the razor hoe is when I'm thinning and hoeing, usually typically in early spring, because I can get in between so much more efficiently with the razor hoe. I mean, I use both of these hoes all the time. So again, it works the same way, y'all. The blade is flat on the ground, and notice I am standing upright. There is no knot in my back. I will tell y'all, this was one of the most relaxing jobs on this farm, because I just drop the hoe in the ground and go. And again, same thing, drop it in and go. Now, if I was thinning these direct seeded in the spring, then I would just loop in and catch some, loop in and catch some, and loop in. Totally love the razor hoe. And we have them together. So can I show the hoe heads over there? All right, so I do want to just say this. The hoe heads and the handles are shipped separately. We provide the stainless steel screw to put them together. So let's take a look. I'm going to show you what a new head looks like, y'all. All right. All right. So this is how it would look when it comes to you. So it comes just like this. We send you the hoe handle, and it's got a screw where you just attach it. So this is the garden hoe, and this is the razor hoe. And again, they both come with their handle. Now, when you buy this set that we have created, it's $122.95 plus $9.95 shipping. That means your total cost makes these hoes with shipping $66.45. Y'all, that is like a deal. And so you can order those. And again, while the supply lasts here in the app, and that is available. Now, you can buy them separately also here in the app, but the set gives you, like, I think it's like a 5% or a $5 savings when you actually buy the two of them together. And I'm telling you, you will never look back once you have these hoes. All right, so that's the favorite thing of the day. And guess what we have back in stock, y'all? Our compost tea bags. Totally love these. There's 12 tea bags in here, and they look just like a Lipton tea bag, y'all. You just drop it into your 1-gallon watering can, let it steep overnight. It's super simple. And what I do is when I finish watering today, if I want to do compost tea tomorrow, I just drop the tea, fill up my watering can and drop the tea bag in. And I love using this on my seedlings. You can actually foliar feed with it. You can soil drench with it, but I really find it super effective for just making your seedlings. It's just alive with microbes, y'all. This is like really increasing that level of activity. So these are $18.95 for 12 tea bags. Oh, that way. And guess what? We have a new product. Oh, wait. This isn't.
No, it moved.
Okay, sorry, y'all. That's all right. Now, we were talking about fertilizer. This is the general purpose fertilizer that we add in every bed flip. That means every time we go to plant, we put organic fertilizer in the soil according to the directions. It's basically 3 pounds or 7.5 cups of this to 100 square feet. This is a 4-pound bag. It's $14.95. If you need a bigger bag, we have that over on our big website available. And this is OMRI certified. It is a chicken litter based fertilizer. This feeds your soil and makes it healthier with every application that you actually use. Now, y'all, we are heading straight into the weather where we start using floating row cover. I only use the lightest weight float row cover, and this allows 85% of air, water, and light to actually penetrate. And so we use it with and without hoops. And so we have, let's see, we have 3 lengths available, and this also is available in a 20-foot piece. It is 83 inches wide, which is plenty big enough to go over your hoops and to have space. 20 foot is $12.95. The 50 footer is $26.95. And we have 100-foot pieces that are $42.95. They're all 83 inches wide. And if you need even longer pieces, we have big rolls over on our big website. This is what we use to protect our cool flower plantings from wind and varmints, deer, rabbits, squirrels, all those guys. So floating row cover. Now, the way we hold these down are with anchor bags. And here is the anchor bag, and we fill this with either soil, gravel, or sand, whatever you have. I typically use gravel. And then about 15 pounds is what we're aiming for. And when you place these, enough of them, I put one at the foot of each hoop and at the ends, and it holds the row cover down without damaging the row cover. Now, this comes in a 10-pack for $10.95, a 25-pack for $24.95, or a 50-pack for $39.95. Now we have a new product, y'all. We used to sell this years ago and then couldn't get it. We've gotten it back. This is foam covered wire. It stays where you bend it. And so we love the plant Velcro, and that does great. But when that plant Velcro won't do the job, this is what you use, from attaching plants to trellises, to Christmas ornaments, or Christmas decorations, I should say, garland on banisters, all that kind of stuff. This is a 32-foot roll, and you can just cut it to size, and it's $15.95, and it lasts forever. We just pick it up and use it year after year. All right. Next up, sister, do you want to talk about this stuff? Here comes my sis.
Hi, guys. All right, so up we have one great tool that is also a great gift. This is our Japanese it's the hori hori. I call it the rock weeder. And this is got a nice steel all the way down in the handle, so you can pry rocks up with this when you shouldn't be using other things down in the soil, like your clippers. This is a perfect gift. Men love this. They don't go by our show tables without stopping to see what is actually in this sleeve. The Hori Hori knife is $46.95. And again, perfect gift for any gardener, anyone that has a yard could really use that. Next up, we have our Japanese hand hose. Now, the hand hose come in a left and a right. And the way you use this is that you place it flat on the ground, and then you want to sink it down about an inch and a half under the soil, and then you pull it across like a hot knife trying to cut through a stick of butter. And what that does is it doesn't bring up a lot of weed seeds, so you're not constantly planting fresh weed seeds. Did you know that every time you go out and weed, you should be taking a bucket of some mulch with you, and every time you pull up a weed, you should put a little mulch down, because when you pull up that weed, it messes up the soil, and there's weed seeds in that soil, and they're going to grow, so there'll be more weeds for you next week. Well, this cuts down on that. If you use it like this and pile up soil, you're planting weed seeds. So you want to cut the baby seeds out, and cut the baby weeds out. And then after a few weeks of doing this, all of those seeds have germinated and you've killed them all. So you're kind of weed free for a while. You can also use this end to get a big weed. And we also draw a trough with this in the soil to be able to plant seeds in. So this is just the perfect tool. We carry them around here like they're our purse on the farm. And there's a lefty and a righty. And you can get one of each, and you can do double duty. Perfect gift and a perfect price. It's only $24.95. So get one of these for everybody you know. All right, the sod and harvest knives. Let's see, today we have the bundle up. And this is our cute little duo here. And these have the serrated edges, kind of like a Ginsu knife. They're very sharp. And even if someone, we won't name names, leaves it out in the garden and it gets rusted, it still cuts. This is perfect for cutting greens. We use this to harvest lettuce. Lisa uses it to get twine off of the tiller or the tractor. I love this to cut open bags of mulch. Now that I'm older, it's easier for us to deal with a bag of mulch instead of a wheelbarrow full. And this will cut the bag open really, really easy. And the set is $17.95, and you could always keep one and give one as a gift. Those are some of our favorite tools we love here on the farm. All right, next up we have Back in stock, we have the Big Dibber, the Big Dibber. And so the dibber is made of wood and it has the measurements on it so you could use it to plant bulbs. And but what we use it to plant is little seedlings. And this works perfect for the bigger seedlings, or you just poke a small hole for the little seedlings. And the same thing with seedlings as pulling weeds. Every time you disturb the soil to plant a seedling, guess what? There's weed seeds in there. So you want to make as small a hole as possible when we plant through the Bio 360 mulch. We want to make a small hole, get that little seedling in there, and not let a bunch of weed seeds get sun to germinate. So this little guy is $14.95, and he is precious, but not quite as precious as his little brother, the Little Dipper. Little Dipper. And the Little Dipper is only $7.95, and it's just much smaller, so it'd be great for the little 3/4 inch soil blocks or a really small bulb. And it's just the cutest little thing.
Great container gardens.
Yeah, great for container gardens and planting in that as well. Next, here's our used one they sent along. Next is our shearing pouch. I have my shearing pouch on my hip. This is Lisa's shearing pouch. You can tell how beautiful the leather ages, but these pouches work. They have a little clip on them, so you just clip them on your pocket. You don't have to use a belt, which gets really hot in the summer. So you put them on your pocket so that you always know where they are. So I'm always taking them out of my pocket, putting them in my pocket. The shears are our bonsai shears. You can see these are filthy. There's the ones I've been using. They're bonsai shears and they have the spring, so they're very easy to use. They're easy on my older hands. You can really do a lot of cutting. We do big sunflowers. We do small woodies with this. And because you have the pouch, you're going to always have them in your pocket right up where you need them. Now, we would send you the new ones, not the old ones, sorry. But the new pouch and the new shear make the perfect gift. The set is $55.95, and they are available separately in the app. And once you start using that, you will never stop. And I'm with Lisa. Talking makes you hot. Thank you, Karen. All right, next up we have one of my favorites, the super cushy kneeling pad. You see how thick this is. I've never seen one quite this thick. It's 2 inches thick. It's 15 by 20, and it is so soft and squishy. At my age, my knees are starting to wear, so I really have to have something down when I'm kneeling on the ground or even doing remodeling in the house. Lately, I've needed this a lot. It's $42.95, but it is not just your little measly foam like you usually see. This is just a keep forever, huge, great investment. So be sure to get that. It's only 20 ounces, so it's very light, and it's made in the USA. All right, next up we have our gloves. Now these are our nitrile touch gloves. We live in these on the farm. They're lightweight. They have the nitrile coating on them, so they're very grippy. And I have a large hand for a woman, and they're unisex size, so I wear a medium. And these things just last and last. They keep your hands cool and comfortable, and more importantly, clean. So these come from size extra small up to large, and the one pair is $7.95, or you can get a 4-pack for only $24.95. And I like to get a bunch of these in different sizes and put them in a basket and have them if I have company over. I just let them all choose a gift. They love it, and it's easy. You don't have to do all that extra Christmas shopping. You take care of it all today. So these again, $24.95. What a deal for 4. Now we also have the nitrile tough gloves, and this is sized the same way as the touch, and they're black, but they have a double coating of nitrile on the palms, so they're great for heavy work like moving concrete or bricks, or if it gets a little cooler outside, I tend to wear these. And these are unisex size. I have a large hand, so I wear a medium. And again, one pair $7.95, and then you can get a 4-pack for $24.95. Make great gifts. Mechanics wear these, golfers, quilters. We see the FedEx guy wearing these. So these are just the best. You machine wash, or just I wash them on my hands, but you just hang them to dry and they just last and last. All right, next up we have what I call our owl wrangling gloves. These are our gauntlets. Used to be called a rose glove. These are man-made material. It's very thick really protect your arms. You can machine wash these and hang them to dry, so they're great for dealing with poison ivy because you can wash them. But they protect your arms from thorns, from any of those critters that might get into your garden that you don't want. So roses especially, they're really good for. They are also unisex size. I wear a medium. I have a large woman's hands. They're $37.95. They come small to extra large, so you can outfit that big guy if he has a really big hand.
All right, friends. Thank you, sister. She always does the products so well, right? So this is our number one customer favorite product, and it has been for many, many years. This is our Soul Block Maker Kit. Now, this kit comes with the small soul blocker, which is the one I use like 99%, 95% of the time, we'll say, right? It makes a cluster of 3/4 inch. The kit includes 5 reusable foam trays. It includes our toothpick dispenser and toothpicks, the aluminum seed pan, which helps you to sow seeds so much quicker, the wooden plant ties. It also includes the ready-made blocking mix, the Fort V, and this is 6 quarts, which makes about 500 of the little blocks. And the kit includes my course, Seed Starting Made Easy, which takes you from beginning to end for soil blocking, for sowing seeds out in the garden, for sowing sunflowers in plug trays, as well as using the commercial soil blocker. And so that is included, lifetime unlimited access. Then you get 3 packs of seeds free with this kit. You select either 3 warm or 3 cool. You choose when you're actually checking out. So you get all of this for $89.95 plus $9.95 shipping, and you're ready to soil block, friends. So this really is a great way to get you started. It has written instructions, but you've got the course that tells it all. So that is the Soil Block Maker Kit. Now let's talk about our bouquet sleeves, and look, we have decorated them this week. Susie made us some ghostly bouquet sleeves. So these are our craft sleeves, and craft means they're paper, right? And this is the small one. It's the 12 inch, and you can get there. They don't come to you decorated, but you can actually stamp them with your farm name or put a sticker on them. Have your kids decorate them, especially if you're gifting and giving away bouquets. Kids love decorating them, and let me just tell you, people adore when they get sleeves that have decoration. A 10 pack is $5.25, and a 50 pack is $21.95, and this is the 12 inch. Then, when we were selling to supermarkets for our mixed bouquets, we used the larger one, which is the 20 inches. That's how what it measures across the top. And these come in a 10 pack for $6.25 or a 50 pack for $24.95. And this is just a great way to ramp up your flowers. It protects them and it highlights them, and it's just a really nice added touch. And you get to brand your business if you put a sticker or stamp them. Now, clear bouquet sleeves are also super important because you can see through them, y'all. You can put a sticker on here, is what we did. And this is the 20 inch. It's the same as the large craft. And a 50 pack of these are $29.95. And they come like this. And you can take hooks and hang these up. And just, I mean, it's really easy to use them. I'm trying to see which side. And you just pull it open and drop your bouquet in and rip it off. I mean, it's super convenient. So those are $29.95. Now, we have started using in the last 2 years and now offering them to you, these decorative bouquet sheets. So you would slide your bouquet. Can I have that maybe, I don't know. Just that dried,
Peppers.
the peppers. Peppers would be good. So I'm going to show you. So it comes with this hole in the middle, and give me a sleeve, please, a small sleeve. You just throw your flowers through the hole and just add so much, y'all. This is a really special touch. Where's the sleeve we just had? Oh. And then you just slide the flowers up through. And friends, this just really levels up your bouquet. This one's a little bit too big for this. But you can see it just really highlights the bouquet. Totally love it.
I saw on a show recently where they did the opposite. they had the craft sleeve and this on the outside.
Oh,
to kind of
what
spruce
a
up
good
the
idea.
outside.
That's a great idea.
And when rubber banded, it kept it tight.
Oh, yeah. So this is a 20-inch square woven fabric, and it comes pre-cut. It's lime green is our color. You can get a 10-pack for $7.95 or a 50-pack for $31.95. And if you're a flower farmer, this is something you offer at the farmer's market and just upsell. You know, you can say for however much extra you want to upgrade your wrapping there, right? So totally love these, and the green color goes with everything. Now, friends, fresh cut flower food. We're probably all familiar with the little packets. We like the quart packets to go with our big mixed bouquets. This is enough for a quart of water, and you can have a 50 pack for $11.95 or a 100 pack for $19.95. And it also is available in the half size in pints, and you get 100 of the pint size for $12.95. This is one of those things after you've gone to all the trouble to grow and condition your flowers. Those flowers really drink and they benefit from flower food. And this is the rest of the story. So that is fresh cut flower food. Now, this is very confusing sometimes. This is fresh bulb cut flower food. What that means, this is exactly the same as the previous food, but it has an additional hormone in it. And that's for any flower that grows from a bulb. Think daffodils, dahlias, tuberoses. They benefit from this additional hormone that helps to keep the foliage greener, to keep the blooms opening up. So if I was making a mixed bouquet and I grew lilies, let's just say, and there was one in the bouquet, I would just use this. We didn't grow bulb crops, so we basically always used this, right? So it's just a matter of what you need, but this really helps. So this is a 50 pack for $11.95 or the 100 pack for $19.95. And just a reminder to everybody, if you want to enter for the $25 giveaway at the end of the show, hit the button now, and that will enter, and then we will be pulling that at the top of the show. So in case you just joined, just a reminder that I'm also doing a live Q&A at the end of the show with a few questions. So if you want to submit your question, type at Lisa and type whatever your question is, and the team is gathering those up and picking a couple for me to actually answer. So I would love to answer your question. Now we have a lineup of a bunch of flowers, y'all. So I always start this segment off with how you store seeds properly, because my motto and the way that I live is that I buy the seeds of flowers when I meet the flower. You know, if you see something and you love it, you need to buy the seeds. You store it properly and you file it in your seed vault in the season you're supposed to start it, right? So desiccant packs absorb moisture and humidity. And so we put these in it and we keep them cool and dry, and our seeds are viable for so long, y'all. So a 2-pack is $2.95 and a 10-pack is $9.95. So don't overlook those. So did y'all know that all the seeds that I start here on the farm come from the same shelves that you actually are ordering from? I just send my list up to the warehouse and they send the packs back. And that just helps me so much. I'm using the same seeds you are. I proof our counting all the time. And we were just talking about it yesterday. We just are so pleased. Our folks are just nailing it in our packaging process. And I see what the germination is because I'm starting the same seeds you are. So I love that model we've switched to about 3 years ago. So let's look. First, we're going to look at some flowers, and we're going to look at orange flowers. So we're going to be talking about, these are flowers that are just so great for fall, right? And so what am I doing first? Starting here. So this one is actually dried. So I wanted to show you the card. This is Carthamus. This is a cool flower, better known as safflower. And it is one of the best. It's beautiful blooming, y'all, but I love this as a foliage. But here it is dried. This is the most amazing cool flower, y'all. I love it. I love it. See how it is before it blooms? It is so useful as a foliage. So that is a great one, and it comes in orange, which we're really loving. And y'all, look at this. Pumpkin on a stick. Who wouldn't love to have a field of this right now to sell, right? So I'm going to hold this up here. These are starting to dry. This is an eggplant. And those little eggplants look exactly like little pumpkins. So this is pumpkin on a stick. This is a warm season. You would plant it in the middle of the summer. And you can never have, am I supposed to be putting these over here? Oops, sorry. Change in order, y'all. All right, so more orange flowers. So I don't have any of these, but here's what they look like. This is the orange straw flower, which is incredibly useful at this time of the year. I mean, y'all, I love orange. So straw flower, orange is a great one. And we had the best production of our orange, of our straw flowers this year that we have ever had. And this is the Celosia plume Sunday in orange, y'all. Is that not beautiful? I mean, this is one that we succession plant. I would plant it over and over and over again. Totally love that. Then all these coxcombs. This is the orange queen improved. And this is kind of it's not salmon. It's just a really pale orange. And it's a really useful color. This would be so awesome for fall, right? Then we have our Jura salmon, which we actually had this seed grown for us. It's more of a salmony color, so this is definitely a limited availability. So Jura salmon is perfect any time of the year, but in fall, it just seems pretty dadgum perfect. And then here is my favorite. This is Chief Persimmon. This is the dark orange. This is really like a pumpkin. I posted on social media today showing this in the garden. It is absolutely scrumptious, y'all. So that is Chief Orange. All right, so now look at this. Y'all, last week I think I might have said we're not going to have fresh flowers next week. You just can't believe it. Look at these gorgeous zinnias. Look at this. This is my favorite stage to harvest. This is the Benary's Giant in orange. Love growing these. Orange is just a great hot popping color all times of the year, but in the fall, it is especially beautiful. And now this is the I'm going to compare them. This is Inca orange. This is the cactus orange. And I'm just going to hold up the Benary's. The Benary's are just more uniform. They have more petals and their petals are wider. But Inca has, look at the variation in the oranges, darker and light. And so that is another. So for me, Inca Orange is a excellent candidate for fall, right? So maybe you won't grow it the other times of the year. And this is, believe it or not, Queen Orange. So this is in the Queen series, and it's solid orange, and it's small like an Oklahoma. So this is another just really great orange fall flower. Oh, and that one's on the retired seed sale. So grab it, y'all. Grab it. I may have to grab it. All right. This is the Cocoa Deep Orange Marigold. I mean, the cocos are bombs, y'all. I mean, literally, they're bombs. They're just big, beautiful heads. So this is Cocoa Orange. Totally love that one. And we included Cocoa Gold. That's right up there in fall, right? Really, really beautiful. Totally love that. And Kelly suggested we talk about this. This is our Pro Cut Sunflower Bouquet Mix. The classic sunflower, y'all, is referred to as orange. It is not yellow. There are definitely some yellow varieties and colors available, but the classic sunflower is orange, and you can never have enough of these in the fall. So these are the ones that I started with my club each week. We do the sewing circle, and we've been starting them. I have 4 more plantings out in my field to come along. So that is the Pro Cut Bouquet Mix, which includes Orange XL, Horizon, the Orange, Brilliance. Oh, it's just 4. And that's it. Totally love them. And here they are dried. Look at this. Kind of cool. It depends on what you're doing. But this is it dried. The Bouquet Mix. Totally love those. Now, look at these. This is that Sunday Plume. And this is gold. It looks very orange, doesn't it? And it is glowing in the dark out in the garden. Totally love. The Sunday golden orange for fall is just pretty amazing. And I love this baby any time of the year. This is White Swan Marigolds. the fragrant-free marigold, by the way. And it's a buttercream color. And I would grow this as early and as late as we could and succession plant the heck out of it. Really love it. Tip of the year, Japanese beetles devour this color versus the other color. So you have to really see to that, right? All right, so up next is our rooster peppers, which is in very limited quantities, y'all, for seed. So this is them stripped, and if you can see behind me, these are all of my rooster pepper bunches that I am preparing because I'm making a Christmas wreath with my club on a Wednesday sewing circle. So we have so many, and there's more over there, rooster peppers. But I want to show you what's so special about the rooster pepper. So I cut this morning. It's already droopy because I didn't strip it. So this was perkier just a few hours ago. But this is what's special about rooster. See how this fruit is up above the foliage? So it literally takes you seconds to strip the foliage off. That is not the case with other peppers, y'all. So rooster pepper, they all turn red. They continue to turn after you've actually cut them. These are amazing. You can eat them. They're just super hot. But they're made, we have them because they're great cut flowers. I use them green all summer in bouquets. And then we have so many, y'all, we pinch them. So you get tons of branches. So you use them red and you use them green, and then we dry them because, as we call them in the cut flower industry, they are cash cows of fall. They just keep on producing. All right, next up is the marigold mix. This is the Cheddar mix. Look at this, y'all. How beautiful is this? How gorgeous. Think candy corn. I just want to keep looking at that, y'all. See how the centers are still green? That's the stage to harvest them in. And now look how they look dried. I mean, it all depends on what you're doing with them, right? But they keep their color is the bottom line. So those are really great. All right, here, I'll just lay these here. Oh. And next up, we have some of those straw flowers. And so this is the copper red color, which is really beautiful, right? Look at that. Look how pretty they are. And they dry beautifully. Straw flowers are the underdog. I think straw flowers have so much potential. And I want to show you this. I showed this, I forget to who, the other day. So these are white straw flowers. This is the stage to harvest before you see the center, because the centers turn brown if you're drying them. So that's wide open, which is what we tend to want when we're using them fresh. But if you want to dry them, you want to get them before they open wide so that they dry and don't show that brown. Here's another one. Look how dirty the center is. That's because it was cut too late for drying. So this is the peach. Look how beautiful they are. How much of this could you use in the fall? These are amazing for wreath work. They're a cool flower. We don't fall plant them. We very early spring. And then look at this one. This is purple red. And see how brown that one is in the center? All of these will turn brown when they're dry because they're wide open. Really beautiful. And y'all, look at this. Cocoa yellow. Holy cow. Can you tell marigolds are prolific in the fall? I gave them out at Halloween one year. I might actually give these out for Halloween. How beautiful. Totally love those. And then, y'all, we have eucalyptus. Yep, sorry, there's two. And then this is the eucalyptus silver dollar. And, eucalyptus, you can never have enough foliage as a flower farmer, or if you're a flower arranger. And this is the biggest, most commonly seen. It's got the bigger leaf, as you can see there. Love that. Eucalyptus is the first seed I start every January. That's like January 2nd, we start that seed. This is polyanthemus. And look how different it looks. See how big the leaf is? Love this. Love it. And oh my gosh, we have the seed of silver dollar and polyanthemus. Here's the thing you learn about eucalyptus. You get the seed the minute you can get it, because nobody ever told me this. Eucalyptus seed is not cultivated. It is foraged in Australia. And because of all the extreme forest fires they have had over like the last 10 years, That's why eucalyptus seed comes and goes. They literally grow them in forest and collect them. This is parvula gum. Look how little this leaf is. And that one's not available currently. And if you want to get it, you better get on the wait list, because what happens is it comes in, we pack it, and then it's gone to the wait list. Totally love that. And how about this foliage? This is Hibiscus Mahogany Splenda. Look at that color. It looks like either cannabis or Japanese maple, but it's actually an annual. We grow this for the foliage. I've never seen a flower. We don't let it stay till it could get a flower. I don't even know if it gets a flower. Love this for fall. And then this is also great for fall. This is Flamingo Feather, and she starts getting darker as, I don't know if it's the cooler temperatures or the shorter days, but it's just another great one. And of course, sylphid is good any time of the year. This is a Celosia plume. It's green, yellow, white, and it's just really useful. But you know, y'all, the thing about Celosias is you have to really learn when to harvest them. And then this is our Sunday mix. And here is, we had a little bit of orange in here. There's a little bit of orange, but this is the whole Sunday mix, and we absolutely love that. Ooh, wait till you see what's coming next. Is this whole bucket? Look at this, y'all. This is Queen Mix. This is the Xenia Queen Series Lime Mix. And all the colors are in here. And all these colors are available individually in the app and even over on our store. But this is made, I mean, is this made for fall or what? Especially this peach color. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's just so beautiful. Then the Xenia we grow the most of. These are all Benary's Giants. This is Scarlet, which is really, I mean, this is great for 4th of July. You need a whole bed of this, right? So beautiful. And then this is white, and I want to show you the best stage to harvest. This is the way I harvest my zinnias. See how green it is? The white ones, you definitely harvest sooner than later. This is too late. That's trash, because it already looks dirty in the center. You can't sell that, right? Then this is wine. This is a great color. I don't grow this color until late summer, right? Because we want it for fall, as well as deep red. This is a great color, but I don't want it in June, right? And here's a color I want all the time. This is coral, right? Yes. And it glows. It's just really a beautiful, people really love this color. And look at this one. Look how pretty that is. And then this is one of the most popular colors we ever sold and grew, salmon. I mean, that's the color, right? And there's a lot of variation in the Benary's. I mean, just look how pretty that is. And then this is, which one's first? Purple? All right, so I'm going to show you them together. This is the purple. It's kind of darker, right? And then this is lilac. And when you see them next to each other, there's definitely a difference. The lilac is lighter and has a lighter presence. So we have purple and we have lilac. And I'm sure Kelly's brought both of them up now that I've confused the videos. But seeing them next to each other, you see that there really is two different colors. Oh my gosh, look at this yellow one in the center. Yellow is like white. You have to harvest it early. These are all too old. They would never be used in a bouquet because they're already turning a little bit brown in the center, and that quickly accelerates. This is Benary's Giant Yellow. And then this, my friends, now the Benary's are done. This is Uproar. And people are like, why do you grow Uproar? The seed is so much more expensive. Y'all, this is a color that's not in the Benary's Giants. It is a magenta color that glows. It is so prolific. You have to grow it once to decide for yourself, but we absolutely think it's worth the investment, and totally love them. And then here's the little specialty one that we grow a lot of, and that's Oklahoma Mix. Oklahoma is just smaller. It's like a Benary's Giant by the same people. A lot of different colors, but they're just smaller, and it gives you variation and texture in your bouquets. And then look at this one. Zowie Wowie. Is this made for fall or what? I don't want this in July or June, but we want it in September and October. That is really beautiful. And then here's another one. Now, this is the Cactus Giant Mix, and the Cactus zinnias have frilly petals, and people either love them or they think they're old flowers. So you'll have to find out for yourself, but they're really interesting and different. And y'all, this is the best bunch of flowers coming next. I totally am in love with Azurata. We planted a bunch more because we felt like we didn't have any good images. So this is what I want to show you. This is how it should look when it's coming out of the garden. This was harvested yesterday. Look at those buds. No fuzzers, right? This is last week's that you saw. And look how they've gone on to develop. This stuff is gorgeous. And so it lasts a long time. It's a color you just cannot get enough of. Totally love that. All right. Time to wrap it up, friends.
Behind you.
Oh, it's right here. My Gumpfrina. Sorry, y'all went out special and got this. So I decided for Gumpfrina, I'm showing it to you different. So this is the Gumpfrina White, which Kelly has up. This is Audra White. But this is what I'm doing with it at this time of the year. I literally went out in the garden this morning and sat on a bucket, and I made these little bundles. See these bundles back here? See these hanging, drying here? Because I use these to do crafts during the winter time. And so, for instance, I made this little Gumpfrina wreath, which is not my best work ever, y'all. I'm not a very talented crafter, but I made this with my club. We did this on a Sewing Wednesday. We put this together, and it's these little bundles. It is so much more efficient and easier to make these little bundles out in the field. I mean, I can't tell you, this took me, I just was snipping off the tops. I mean, the crop is about over. So this is Audra White. And then I did the very next same thing with the Ardra. Is this the bicolor? See this one with the little dot in the middle? I mean, making these, and in fact, I would probably make these bundles half this size. And then I just bring them in and hang them up to dry. And then I'm ready to make little nosegays or make wreaths or anything else that I want to do. But this is the bicolor. And then this is, they call this one pink, but it has a very lavender tinge to it, y'all. And again, when I don't get all the foliage off, but I got most of it off. But making little bunches just gives you lots of options. And because my bunches were made and I put it on a grapevine, this took me literally minutes. But it's just a lot of fun and it'll last. All right, so there's our Gumpfrina. And actually, I just can't hardly bear to let any of it go out there. We have so much. So now it's time to wrap it up, friends. And I remind everybody I'm going to do a Q&A at the very end, so stick around. And I just want to remind everybody that over on our big website, thegardenersworkshop.com, we have videos, blogs, we have podcasts, we have the Field and Garden, which is me classically, and we also have Seed Talk with Lisa and Lane. So yesterday's episode that dropped was ordering plugs versus starting from seed. So we're kind of figuring out, helping you to figure out when you should do that. Now this Wednesday, I'm actually hosting Ask a Flower Farmer over on Instagram at 12:30. And remember to meet me back here next Friday. So let's see what's next week's. There's still time to start or restart Cool Flower Seeds. And that's about my insurance program. And we'll talk about that. And I also want to remind everybody, you need to go sign up for my free live masterclass. So the next one is on Saturday at 4:00, and then there's 2 others next week. Friends, it is packed with information. You don't want to miss out. And I'm giving as a free giveaway for those people that show up a download of all the details of my members only market, which was our brilliant model of being able to sell from our farm and stay in line with city ordinances. You do not want to miss that. All right. So now we have a winner, and I hope you're here. You have to be here live. And this means that this winner is going to have a $25 credit waiting in their cart when they go to check out. And our lucky winner today is Elizabeth Schuler. Elizabeth Schuler, SHULER. I'm sorry, Schuller, if I'm saying it incorrectly. So if you're here, Elizabeth, give us a shout out in the comments. And once we know you here, the girls will drop a $25 credit right into your card. All right, friends. So let's take a look at some of these questions. All right, first one, Zone 7A, Virginia. So she's in Virginia where I am. First timer. I started Snapdragons 2 weeks ago. They are growing, but have algae on them. Are they doomed? So first off, kudos to you for getting them to sprout. That's one of the crops that people sometimes struggle with. And if you have algae growing on them, that means that they're staying wet all the time. The algae is not going to hurt them, but staying wet all the time can, and particularly with snaps. So what you're aiming to have happen. Elizabeth is here. Oh, Elizabeth is here. Congratulations, Elizabeth. You're getting $25 in your cart, literally as I'm saying this. Kelly is dropping it into your cart. So congratulations. Thank you for participating. And we're so excited about that. So the goal with your soil blocks or with any seed starting method is for them to go through a wet to dry cycle within 24 hours. I water first thing in the morning, always. First job you do in the morning is water your seedlings. Make sure they're thoroughly watered, but there's no residual water in the tray. Then throughout the day, they're getting dry. In the evening, they're getting really dry. All night long, they're dry, sucking up tons of oxygen, which is what grows the roots. The next morning, you water them. So you might need to warm up your air temperature to create that happening. So if you're growing algae, they're staying wet all the time. I mean, there's just no question about that. So you got to fix that. And they're not doomed. You'll be fine. I have grown algae and mold more than anybody else on the planet when we've done things that have had that happen. And the seedlings survive, but it's not the algae that would ultimately take them out. It's the wet that takes them out. What is the shelf life for the Bio 360 if stored inside? What a great question. So I believe the manufacturer says 18 months, but you want to store it in not heat, not variation. So, I mean, our stock is kept in an air conditioned, heated building, but I'll tell you that we reorder constantly and we reorder directly from the manufacturer. So we're feeling really good that we're getting literally sometimes we have to wait because they're manufacturing it when they're sending it to us. So that's a great question. You don't want to leave it out in a hot garage. It gets hot and cold and hot and cold. So store it in a conditioned space and you have 18 months. Why do you sell flowers in bunches of 10 and not 12? Well, that is a very good question because that's what the industry is. You don't want to be, if your florist is looking at your list and all your bunches seem to cost more because they just really aren't even realizing there's 2 more stems in that bunch. You want to standardize so they can quickly mentally compare what you're selling to what they're used to buying. So that's the industry set that, not us, right? Let's see. All right, here's a great question. Zone 9B/10A. So this means this is somebody that is in deep south, probably down at the tip of Texas or Florida. When should I plant in very early spring? My ground never freezes, rarely get frost after January 31st, if at all. So here is my take after many years. I mean, we definitely get cold in the winter, but we don't get nearly as cold as we used to. And I would say to you, for people deep south, you don't really do a very early spring planting. And I talk about this in the book, the Cut Flower Handbook. You perhaps you can plant everything in what we call fall, but your fall is not during most of our falls. You can grow everything, but your wiggle problem is figuring out when that time is. So you've mentioned here that you rarely get frost after January 31st. I would say that my goal would be, if I was where you are, is that for perhaps mid-December probably might be the beginning of your coolest period. You want to get your cool flowers in the ground about 4 to 5 to 6 weeks before your coolest time starts. That allows them to get established and to be in that cool presence. So you plant everything in what we call fall. And then don't even worry about very early spring, because your stuff's not going to have time to get up and grown before the heat and humidity starts. My fall planted snapdragons are blooming. Should I cut, pinch all that have bloom stalks? So I hate when that happens. So I don't know when you planted. Sometimes that would happen to me if I planted them started too early. You don't want to, you never should pinch perhaps more than once, right? Because the more you pinch, the more stems you're going to get ultimately in spring. And the more stems there are, the punier each stem is. So you want 15 great stems, not 25 spindly stems, right? So I would, if they aren't real tall, I would just kind of let it go. But if they're tall and you can't row cover them if you need to, or if you're afraid the wind's going to whip them a lot, then pinch, but resist. And I'll tell you, that's what next week's show is going to be about. We always start a second round, not always, oftentimes start a second round of some specific plants. And you know who some of those are? Snapdragons. We just started them all over again, because with transplants, you have more wiggle room to plant later. And that way, if we have those kinds of problems, I would rather say, all right, we are going to plant another bed of snaps and we're going to rip those out that just are so confused. It all depends on what you're doing, how much room you have, but you can start again if you have to, but I wouldn't pinch. And unless you absolutely feel like you have to. So friends, thank you so much for joining me here today, and we're wrapping it up. So I hope to see you, first off, in the masterclass tomorrow. Head to thegardenersworkshop.com. It's at the top of every web page in the gold banner. Just sign. It's free, y'all. It's free. We're going to email you, print the worksheet out, bring it to the class, 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, and then I do 2 more next week. You will not be sorry if you are thinking about becoming a flower farmer, or if you are, especially if you're struggling. Join me, and we'll blow all that business right out of the water. All right, friends, till we meet again. Ciao.